Yeah, hi, this is Scott Dudley, and welcome to Funnel Fellow Radio. This is episode number 9, and today we're going to be talking about the different options between offering a payment plan versus just offering a one-time payment on your order forms or order pages. So, when offering products over the $200 range, one of the biggest hurdles you can come across is that your customer, they really do want the product, but unfortunately they can't afford to pay the full amount right now, and to pay the whole amount in one hit, it's just too much for them. So the obvious solution to this problem is to offer the customer a payment plan option in addition to the full payment. So for some people, they will choose the one-time payment, and then other people will prefer the payment plan. But usually you'll find that more people will go for the payment plan. So the common way of setting this up is that the payment plan ends up costing them more, but they have the convenience of spacing out the payments. This way of doing it makes it a no-lose situation for the seller, as they still end up making more money anyway. So, for example, if you're selling a product for, so let's say $497, what you could do is, rather than one payment of $497, you could give them the option of 3 monthly payments of $197, which makes it a lot easier to actually meet the payments each month, but you end up making $100 more. Okay, so however, you don't have to do it this way, and instead you can just divide up the same total cost by the number of payments. So to go by the example that I just mentioned, you would maybe offer them something like $166 a month over 3 months, which works out to be pretty much the same as $497 or $498. So there's two schools of thought with this one. Firstly, I've heard some marketers say that customers that are actually actively seeking a payment plan option, they're not the sorts of customers that you want anyway, and because the problem is they often don't follow through and complete the payment installments. So if you ended up using that example, 3 payments of $197, then it's quite possible that they might pay the first payment and then they don't end up paying the other 2 payments for whatever reason. So you end up losing out. But then you've got other marketers that also say you'll get a lot more sales by including the payment option, as this is what most people prefer. So that's probably what most people think, but I guess there's valid arguments for both of these points here. And with that in mind, I wanted to show you an interesting case study in Russell Brunson's 108 Split Test book. Okay, and in this case study, it was a make money online offer, and the product was selling for $497, which is exactly the same as the example I just went through. And obviously, at $497, that's a pretty high price point. You wouldn't say that $497 is a top tier premium product, but it's certainly not a cheap product either. So what they did was they decided to test adding a payment plan option directly underneath the 2 payments of $248.50. For 2 payments of $248.50, and then on top of this option, they had the pricing in large letters that said $248.50. That was if they chose that option. So they had the option of either choosing the 2 payments of $248.50 or the 1 payment of $497, and whichever option they chose, it would then display the matching price above in large font, which just required a little bit of JavaScript. So even though they were effectively paying the same amount in this case, because 2 times $248.50 equals $497, so when clicking on the payment plan, they could see the price change from $497 to $248.50, like I just explained. So the clear winner in this test ended up being the payment plan option. The conversions managed to triple from 0.33% right up to 1.05%. And what was really cool was that in this case, they didn't lose any revenue as all of the split payments were actually collected. So interestingly enough, none of the people ended up defaulting on the payments or cancelling the payment plan, which is pretty cool. And the conclusion here was that people love a good financing deal, especially for higher priced products than what they're used to. So yeah, most people aren't used to forking out $500 to buy something online. And then when you split it out over 2 or 3, I prefer 3 payments personally, but he's done it here with 2 payments. And when you split it out, it makes it much easier for the customer to be able to afford it. So one other way of approaching this is to only show one option initially for the full amount. So rather than doing it the way that Russell had it, where you could choose which option you wanted, you would just show them the $497. And then if they don't go ahead and purchase and they start to show exit intent to leave the page, then a payment plan option will then appear on the pop-up where they then see the option for the payment plan. So this is like a last chance option to get the sale if the initial offer of $497 was rejected. And it works well if you prefer the majority of people to purchase the product with one full payment. So they don't even know that the payment plan exists when they first hit the page. And if they end up taking the one-time payment, they'll never know that the payment plan was an option. But if they do try to leave the page, then they will see the payment plan. And then a lot of people will think, okay, well, if they're going to split up the payments, this makes it a lot easier. I think I might buy now. And then they'll hit the buy button and they'll purchase on that payment plan. So as usual, once again, the best idea would be to test both methods and to see what works best for your business, if I can spit it out. So yeah, what will work for one business won't necessarily work for another business. It's just a matter of testing what works best for you. Personally, I prefer the option that I've just mentioned though, where you don't show the payment plan unless it's last resort, where they've already shown exit intent. They don't want the main product, and instead then as that last chance to get them, you can then offer them that payment option. All right, so that's pretty much all I've got for today. Hopefully you got a bit of value out of that, and I'll catch up with you on the next episode of Funnel Fella Radio. Bye for now.